just drove all the way back out to this pawn shop that we tried to go to about 2 weeks ago, and we drove all the way out here. It's about a 30-minute drive, and it was closed that day. So I knew it was open today. It's open the weekdays, and sort of a bust. They really didn't have much of anything, and what they did have wasn't really cheap. He had some repaired older systems, but even repaired, they still seemed a little expensive. Like, he wanted $50 for an N64, but he did say it came with one game. I don't know if that would be a game of choice or a game. I think he had like the games separated in a couple different spots, so he probably had like just, you could pick out like a $5 game or something. But you can get an N64 for like 30 or 40 bucks for a used one that hasn't been repaired. And you know, I always like having the original system anyway in good condition, not one that had been either broken or had some issues and they had to fix it. So that kind of sucked. And just the games, a bunch of junk games mainly, and the ones he had decent copies of I either already had, or if I was going to find something I didn't, they weren't a good deal. You know, I come to a pawn shop or a thrift store for video games for a good deal, not for the price that I'd pay on eBay or, you know, at a video game store. So whatever. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat. I am at Sawgrass Lake Park by myself with Katie's kitty cat umbrella. Hold on. There you go. I had the day off. This is sort of a random, this is gonna be a very random vlog. It has like some video games, some me at a park. I forgot some other stuff that'll go in this, but I have so many different things I'm filming right now, and like ideas I'm having for different vlogs, so I'm just gonna try to piece them all together, I guess. But yeah, I'm off. I decided to go, instead of going back home and then having to come back and pick Katie up from work later, I decided to go drop by the park. And it's actually really fun coming to nature parks when it's raining. Just like there's barely anyone here. It's like a different vibe. It's cool here in the raindrops. And you see some different animals that some you won't see if it's, you know, not nice and wet out. A lot of frogs and some snakes and stuff like that. There's some birdies down there. That's a limpkin. And there was a roseate spoonbill over here. Hold on until I find it again. Roseate spoonbills are bright pink, and besides flamingos, the only I guess technically we have some flamingos in way South Florida and the islands down there in the Caribbean, so that kind of counts for North America. This is the only other pink bird in North America, that guy right there, and they're called a spoonbill because yes, they have a spoon-shaped bill. But yeah, so if I see really anything cool, like some otters or some of the alligators or stuff, I will show you guys. This is so fucking gross. This is one thing about Sawgrass Lake that I have not liked for a long time. Out of all like the parks in our area, this one definitely has the most trash and seems to get the least amount of attention ever about cleanup. It is a free park. They don't charge anything to come in here, but some of the other parks like Boyd Hill Nature Park, which is a larger park in this county, they charge a few bucks to get in, but you can tell, I mean, there's always rangers or you know, just park attendants going around in carts and doing cleanup and just making sure it looks nice. I really wish they'd charge here, you know, $2 to get in. I think, you know, they could easily make enough to at least have a few dedicated, you know, people to clean up and watch here, because this park right now is doing a restoration of lead cleanup. This part right over here is the worst. This is where the water basically is blocked off by a dam and blocked off by a bunch of grass over there, so this is where the most garbage collects. But like I said, the park is doing a restoration cleanup that was demanded by like the Florida Fish and Game and Wildlife. They have to remove a bunch of lead shot from a firing range. It's on the other side of the lake, and basically the shore over there has so much lead pellets that it's a pollutant hazard now. So they had to drain a lot of the water. That's why the water looks pretty damn low. They've had to drain a bunch of water, and it's started in 2010. It's supposed to go to the end of this year, 2012 now. And they're making, cleaning all the lead up, making a new berm so the water can properly flow and drain, and to help with extra like neighborhood flooding, so water can flow off into the lake. It'll be great and all, but it'll be friggin' retarded if they don't actually do something to help keep the lead shot from piling up over there. I would imagine that they're going to do something, but you never know. Stupider things have happened. It's just great because you got this highway right on the one side of the park, which there's obviously nothing you can do about that. But then you have a firing range on the other side, so on the weekends you just can't get any peace and quiet here. It's gunfire over there and constant cars over on this side. So that kind of sucks. There's a great egret. It's funny, so far the only birds that have flown away from my silly ass umbrella are the biggest, the great blue herons. None of them have even let me get within 10, 15, or not even that, within 50 feet of them. They're all freaked out and flown away right away. So no alligators yet. I'll be sure to let you guys know if I see one. I'm sure I'll see at least one. Guys, check out this spooky tree. It's all gnarly. It has that like one creepy hole in it. Let me step back. It has like these arms coming off the side. It looks pretty sweet. It's like it's gonna eat my face. Talk about being one hell of a random vlog. So apparently no alligators. I don't know, there's normally tons of baby alligators here, but I did find a couple teenagers getting a blowjob. There's a, hold on, you're looking at the sky. You can see through the trees, there's that tower out there, like a 2-level tower. And I'm walking up, and at the bottom, there's like, some benches, and I see somebody quickly lift their head up and turn around and wipe their mouth. And it was a chick, probably like 14, 15 years old. And then I realized that sitting behind the pole, because he couldn't see where I was walking up, was a kid. And they just sat there, they looked straight forward, they didn't even turn around and look at me, and I went upstairs. And there was really nothing out there. I'd heard a bald eagle, but I couldn't find it. And then, yeah, so I left quickly because I figured I just didn't want to be near some preteen or barely teenage boner love. So, yeah, that's the big find today at Sawgrass Lake Park, apparently. Woohoo! I know. What does that look like? Use your imagination. Use your dirty imagination. Hola! Last couple days, been doing a lot of house cleaning, getting some projects done, hanging some stuff up, basically, that's been sitting around forever. We've lived in this house for over 1.5 years now, and we never really had like an official housewarming party. We don't ever have too many gatherings of any type over here. We've had a few friends over for dinner now and then, but it's not a big house. Doesn't really bode well for hosting any type of event or party. So we have a really nice back porch, and Katie's always said, mainly me, whatever. Katie's always said we'll throw some type of big party when we get some porch furniture. So we finally got some porch furniture, which I'll throw in a little clip after this, I guess.
and it's big enough so we can like host like a game night. Basically, Katie's work, for years now, they've been doing like a gathering once a month, and we just play some board games, video games, whatever, and it's a lot of fun. So that's this coming Saturday night, and Katie did a bunch of cleaning out from underneath the bed. Let's sneak in. Hold on, she's sleeping right now, so we gotta talk real quiet, guys. But you can see like all this is nicely cleaned. She's got a bunch more stuff up on her cork board. She's sleeping right there, guys. She was nodding her head in her sleep. She's like, yeah. And she dusted and cleaned out underneath the bed because it was pretty messy. So we're in the process of like a week-long house cleaning, and then got to do the bathroom and the porch and the kitchen and basically everywhere. Luckily, we don't have that big of a house, so what I've been doing is I've had a bunch of stuff sort of building up in this room that needed to kind of either get put away or hung up. The ceiling now is completely covered all the way around with promo game boxes. Every one I have collected except for those two sitting up there and one that's buried back in this corner down over here, are hung up. And there's really no more room as it stands right now. I can do a little rearranging and take down a couple of smaller boxes and squish them into a corner and yada yada, but for now it's fine. And then tonight I hung up those figurines back over in that corner. Running out of wall space. Only got sort of this little section right here that's clear, and then this section over here I could throw a few things. They were just kind of piling everywhere too. So yeah, this room is getting smaller and smaller by the minute. But that's all I've really done in here. I need to sweep and kind of clean it up. But yeah, so getting ready for a gathering this Saturday, and I guess that's it. I'm sure there'll be a clip out. Oh, I'm gonna put a little clip of like I said, the table and stuff out there, just so you can see. It's amazing. It's an amazing kick-ass table. You got to see it. So maybe something after that. I'm sure there will be. You can come up with something, right? I'm gonna stop talking now.
Here's our new outdoor furniture porch set. $100. Not a bad deal for it. We had to. When I say we, Katie's dad actually did it for us, so thank you, Katie's dad. There was some chipping on the bottom of the swivel chairs, so he just spray painted them, and now we can officially have game night over here. We just got to get another lamp out here or something. It's a little dark, but isn't that amazing? Fun, yay! Did you guys enjoy the table footage? This is actually in the past from you viewing that table footage, because I immediately thought of something else that I wanted to mention when I was doing that previous video. So, or clip. I had this on eBay. I know I'm sort of going against my own rules of putting something on eBay in January that I'm expecting to get a decent amount of money for. It's more of just, I've been meaning to put this on eBay for like a year now, and I know it's not going to sell anytime really soon. But it's Hellraiser The Chronicles, Collector's Edition soundtrack. It's 3 discs. Basically, my eBay name is JHMDF, the same as my YouTube channel name. That's up there for, I think the starting bid is $75, and buy it now is like 90 or something like that. I might adjust it, but anyways, look for that, Hellraiser Chronicles, if you're a big fan. They're pretty rare. They're only limited to 3,000 made worldwide, and they normally go for around $100. I know CDs necessarily aren't like the big thing anymore, but if you're a big collector, then check that out. I'm not a huge Hellraiser fan. I do enjoy a couple of the movies, but I actually got that as a part of the entire haunt I acquired last year. Well, not in 2011, I guess in 2010, right before Halloween then.
It was one of the soundtracks he had, and he's like, yeah, I think it's kind of worth some money. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I checked online, and they were going for $100 or over $100. So yeah. But either way, that's it now. That's all I have for right this second. As I pan around just to make sure, I thought it sucks. You always think of something else. Oh, Katie's reading The Walking Dead. That's interesting. It took her a while to finally get into it, but she reads like a fucking book she has a book constantly. She always has some new book she's into, which is great. But she's always said, oh yeah, I'll pick up The Walking Dead, I'll start reading it. And finally I got her to, she said, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna get into it now. So she's on book 2. So she's really enjoying it. Yeah.